There is no gainsaying the fact that to have been voted for a second term in office as the governor of Oyo State, a record with which Governor Abiola Ajimobi broke the jinx and caused a paradigm shift in the governance of Oyo State, the people of the state have collectively and unequivocally endorsed his scorecard of performance in the first 4 years in the saddle. And that's going forward, as Governor Abiola Ajimobi coasts home to the final phase of his tour of duty as governor of Oyo State, which ends in 2019. There is growing enthusiasm among the citizens of Oyo State that Governor Abiola Ajimobi's hand is steadily on the plow to complete his avowed mission of the even spread of the dividends of democracy across the 23 local government areas and the 3 senatorial zones of Oyo State. Governor Abiola Ajimobi's main asset, apart from his solid pedigree, strong educational grounding and varied experience in the private sector, where he notched up towering achievements, is his people-oriented style of governance, which is a product of his upbringing and background, most of which was spent with the ordinary people of Oyo State. Governor Abiola Ajimobi's close interaction with the grassroots population intimated him firsthand with most of the needs of the populace. As a senator as far back as the year 2005, Governor Abiola Ajimobi established the first and largest free vocational training center in Oyo State. This center, which is recognized and certified by the Industrial Training Fund of the federal government, has been responsible for the training of many indigenes of the state in different vocations. The Ajimobi family have put their service at the disposal of the people of Oyo State for decades. In fact, Governor Abiola Ajimobi's uncle, Honorable N.E. Ajimobi, was Minister of Works and Transport in the Western region, while his father, Pa Ajimobi, was also an honorable member of the House of Assembly in the Old Western region. Governor Abiola Ajimobi is continuing the trajectory of service to the people of Oyo State, which has endeared the Ajimobis to the indigenes of the state from all classes. With 2 years to the end of his second 4-year term in office as governor of Oyo State, BOS Chief Correspondent B.C. Olatilo engaged Governor Abiola Ajimobi on a wide range of issues, among which are what he considers the high points of his midterm performance. Apart from being the largest state among all states in the southwestern part of Nigeria, Oyo State is one of the most complex states, with the most politically vibrant and sophisticated citizenry in the country. How has Governor Abiola Ajimobi been able to cope with the different tendencies in the last 6 years?
When we came in fact, even before we came in, Oyo State was more or less a pariah state, where we were known for violence, for brigandage, with a culture of impunity and disrespect for the rule of law, that even prompted our renowned General Obasanjo, former president, to call Oyo State a garrison. There were red light areas that you could not go to.
Undoubtedly, one of the strongest points of the Ajimobi administration is in the area of infrastructural development, road regeneration with dualized roads, flyover bridges dotting strategic points across the metropolis. The ambience of most of metropolitan Oyo State has changed for the better.
Our infrastructure development, when it concerns roads, have been well accomplished and established. That is for roads. Roads is not the only infrastructure. We also look at the environment. Our environment must be conducive. People must be willing to come here. And we have made sure that we cleared people from the streets. Oyo State was referred to as one of the dirtier cities in Nigeria before. Now we can probably say that we are one of the cleanest. And this we have been doing through environmental sanitation, controls, laws and everything. And let me quickly say this. Since Oyo State was created, since Ibadan was established, we have never had a master plan. Ibadan has no master plan. Oyo State has no master plan. We are the first government that has now established a master plan for Ibadan. And that allows us to plan better, to make sure that we don't need to pull down buildings when we don't want to do roads. We have cited industries where they should be. We have cited and we are citing different infrastructure and amenities.
Of course, of the hierarchy needs of any responsive administration, shelter should be of topmost priority. Governor Abiola Ajimobi is cognizant of this fact. Decent and affordable houses have been provided for all classes of the indigents. The Olive Court housing in the Agudi area of Ibadan is a 45 housing units block of duplexes for the high-income earners. The estate, which was developed by First Restoration Development Company Limited, was commissioned by Senator Abiola Ajimobi in the year 2015. The Ajimobi administration has also provided decent affordable housing for other categories of Oyo State indigents at the Carlton Gate Estate, Akobo, GRA, Ibadan. The estate comprises terrace buildings, detached houses and semi-detached houses. The fully detached houses sit at 650 square meters each. The semi-detached building sits at 45 square meters each, while the terrace houses are 350 square.
In terms of physical infrastructure, we have established many estates, new estates, government residential areas. We have established 6 of them now, new GRAs, which will allow people, as they are coming in, they have a place to settle. When you settle in a place, you also want to recreate. Where do we have recreation? We have started providing parks. And the first park we have provided now is Agodi Gardens. It's been regarded as one of the best in the country, with almost 64 acres of land, expanse of land, where we have sited swimming pools, all sorts of amenities for children, chalets we are doing now. So in terms of infrastructure, physical, we are expanding and modernizing Oyo State.
In the area of generation of electricity, Governor Ajimobi is targeting the generation of 1,000 megawatts of electricity through the provision of independent power plants across the 3 senatorial zones in the state. This way, Oyo State will generate power and become net exporter of power to the national grid. Governor Abiola Ajimobi recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Semen and Solus Afri for the generation of alternative power. But how has Governor Abiola Ajimobi been able to accomplish all these ambitious capital-intensive projects in these austere times? How is Oyo State performing in terms of the internally generated revenue IGR? Governor Abiola Ajimobi said the state's IGR will be enhanced from the newly created estates, industrial parks, and other investment inflows. The state's IGR has been doubled since Governor Abiola Ajimobi came into office in Oyo State. He projects to hit 5 billion naira IGR monthly before 2019. Governor Abiola Ajimobi speaks more on this and other adjoining issues.
Currently, not more than 5 states of the 36 states in Nigeria are viable. Any state that depends on the federal government allocation before it can pay salaries and wages is not particularly a viable state. Therefore, it behooves on all of us to begin to look inward and outward in order to generate revenue and deliver what I call dividends of democracy in the context of enabling environment. I believe that in this instance, we have decided to go into the world market. We now travel a lot. We've met people in Europe, in America, in Asia. We've spoken to the World Bank. There are many partners out there, international partners, that are willing to help governments in Nigeria, state governments, as well as the federal government. The moment that they see your seriousness, they see the transparency, and this will be able to get gradually. So when we are talking of IGR, even our ability to improve our IGR is dependent upon the socio-economic activities of our people. It's dependent on industrialization, it's dependent on commerce, it's dependent on, it depends a lot on so many factors. Social, commercial activities, economic activities, and in a state that is basically a civil service state, you can't generate much revenue. In a state where people are not able to work, in a state where they don't have industries. So the first thing is to restructure the state in terms of socio-economic activities. That is the reason for us to have been bringing and to have brought industries to Oyo State. We've now gone to China. We've signed an agreement with a Chinese investment promotion outfit that has now been able to bring to us here in Oyo State 157 companies of different manufacturing outfits are coming to Oyo State. And we've introduced what we call a sister free trade zone arrangement, where what we manufacture here will also, some of them will be manufactured partly in China, and we finish them here. Some will manufacture here, they finish them there. So it's a free trade zone that has come up with the uniqueness of backward integration as well as forward integration.
Education is very prime in the consideration of the Ajimobi administration, because Oyo State itself is an undisputed pace-setter in that area. New model schools are being constructed for the education of secondary school students in the state. The new blocks of classrooms will be manned by qualified teachers. The primary school in the Ilekuro area of Ibadan is a private-public collaboration between Oyo State and the Japanese government to put education at the very first step on a firm footing. Governor Abiola Ajimobi intends to establish a technical university in Oyo State, where artisans of all sorts can go to upgrade their skills to become more competitive.
A technical university, not a university of technology. And this technical university will among other things, attend to the requirements of Oyo State and the peculiarities of Nigeria. To use knowledge to get results in the society, to create employment, to create wealth. That is the kind of education we must concentrate on. That is what our technical university would like to address. It is not a state government university. It's a state government midwifed university. And it's targeted at those students, Nigerian students, who always want to study abroad, who always want to go to Ghana, who wants to go to South Africa. We must catch them here. And that is why we have started at university. So I'm saying in essence that our education must be complete with moral content, high moral content, with integrity and with entrepreneurship and with relevance to our environment.
In the metropolitan city of Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State, which bears the signpost of Ajimobi's development in all facets, street trading has been completely banished. The method adopted by Governor Abiola Ajimobi, the acclaimed builder of modern-day Oyo State, was the construction of a business market complex with tarred and asphalted roads, drainages, and well-tended lawns. The Scout Group Neighborhood Complex, located at Molite Road in the Challenge area of Ibadan, is a legacy project of the Abiola Ajimobi administration. Occupying a wide expanse of land, the modern business complex is where traders sell a variety of goods, clothes, footwear, foodstuff, and many other things. This project is there to improve the lives of the Oyo State people in the low-income bracket. The market women are all singing the praise of Governor Abiola Ajimobi for allocating the shops to them free of charge.
We appreciate Governor Abiola Ajimobi market for building it for us. We appreciate it.
As part of the efforts of the Ajimobi administration to ease transportation problem in the state, especially among government workers, free buses have been provided for them. The luxury bus is codenamed the Pace-Setter Transport Service. One issue that has been in the front burner of discussion in many quarters in Oyo State and beyond is the decision of Governor Abiola Ajimobi of Oyo State to reform the Olubado throne. The intention here is to create monarchs among the chiefs and mogajis of Ibadan land, as is the practice in places like Lagos, Osun, Ogun, Ekiti, Ondo, and other states in Yoruba land. Governor Abiola Ajimobi expatiates more on this.
We are seeing the Olubado. Don't forget, I'm a product of that tradition. As a governor, I'm the first governor to really promote the institution of Olubadoship in Oyo State by making sure that I insisted and I led the campaign towards fundraising for a befitting palace for Olubado. I also led the campaign towards improving the income of the Olubadan Council. And all we are saying is that Ibadan has expanded both in landmass and in population. We should not have only one Oba. Our Oba is referred to as Royal Majesty. I want our Olubadan to become the Imperial Majesty with other Obas, other Royal Majesties under him. We must elevate that institution. And all his Council of Chiefs today, which we call Olubadan Council, many of them are big enough to become Obas, but they only call them chiefs, senior chiefs, high chiefs. No. There are many towns in the Yoruba land or in Yoruba land that are not as big as Bere in Ibadan here. There are many towns not as big as Okeado in Ibadan here, and they have their Obas. As I'm talking, last week, Iwo, that is not as big as the whole of Salejebu. They now have 3 new Obas. So why can't our own Olubadan have as many Obas as possible? And that will elevate him. That will also promote people below him. That will also bring progress to the people, because you have cascaded it down to the grassroots.
As a high school student, Governor Abiola Ajimobi was very active in sports, athletics, table tennis, and football, rising to the position of school's games prefect. Therefore, Governor Abiola Ajimobi must have more than a passing interest in sports. But why has sports remained a ding-dong affair in Oyo State?
Doing 100 yards, at that time 100 yards, Now people are talking of 100 meters. I was doing 220. I was playing football. I was playing center forward, football captain. I was playing tennis. I was playing lawn tennis, table tennis. I was more or less what you call an all-rounder sportsman. However, I believe more and more government should encourage sports by midwifery, by providing the enabling environment for sports to thrive. But government should not be the sole sponsors of sports or sporting activities. You see that in England, in Europe and America and others, sports are monetized. You know, they are businesses. They are not social services. I like to see our sports, our football clubs moving towards entrepreneurship, moving towards making it a business. We must pay our players commensurate pay, not just starving them of food or money, but the government alone cannot do it.
Finally, Governor Abiola Ajimobi of Oyo State speaks candidly to all Oyo State indigents, both at home and in the diaspora, about what they need to do to project the name of the state in the best light as bona fide and worthy sons and daughters of the pace-setter state.
I think first and foremost, I'd like to use the opportunity to thank all the people of Oyo State. They've given me maximum support, and which was reflected in my re-election, and which is also being reflected in the rousing welcome that I receive all the time. The rousing welcome everywhere I visited, they be shouting my name, chanting my name, singing praises of me. So I like to thank them for their support and for every law that we make. They are gradually obeying and adjusting. Even market women now, the informal market, they are now paying their taxes, and I must thank the people. The second thing I like to say is to appeal to them to continue to support our government, not only this government, but to always support what is good, to support civic responsibility. Everybody has something to contribute, and we want them to come together with us and participate. And that was why we came up with the mantra of, look, for Oyo State to progress, it is a collective responsibility. And that's why we say, call your leader, Ajimobi. And I'm glad now to say that Oyo team da Ajimobi Bubuwa Situni. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.